Alright, so the next big thing after the transmission swap on this vehicle, I'm looking to go forced induction. I found this used CX Racing GT35RR turbo on eBay, and I got it, and it doesn't spin very freely, and there's a little bit of actual play. So what I want to do is break this apart and see if the bearing carrier is damaged at all, or maybe it's just gunked up. It looks like it's been sitting for a while. And then maybe take some measurements on that to see if it'd be possible to get a repair kit for this. It all looks really good. Fans all seem to be in good condition. Alright, now that I've got this thing torn apart, you can see why it may not have been spinning very well. Just looking at the bearing cartridge itself, you can maybe tell the cage for the bearings is a little melted and odd shaped. So those aren't rolling very well inside the cartridge here. Also on the back side of this shaft, you can see it's pretty dark and burnt. So I'm guessing one of these seals may have gone bad, leaking oil into here, which caused it to get gummed up and not spin properly, and then just kind of overheat and cook and kind of cycled like that a little bit. So what we've got here are some replacement parts from a GT35. This kit came from Turbo Lab America. Came with a new carrier, a cartridge, shaft nut, retaining plates, heat shield, gaskets. The only thing that's a little bit different than what was in here is this little piece. Has more clearance on the back side for distribution. I don't remember. I think it's coolant. So there's a little more room for fluids to move around in that cavity. And then let's see, the bushing or the seal that goes on there, it's got a little step in it. So when it's actually in its cavity, it's compressed, and that's overlapping. So that'll provide a better seal than what was in there, because the one that's in there is just a straight cut across. So maybe that was part of the failure. Anyway, we'll start reassembling this here, and I did make alignment marks so I can get the two wheels aligned when I go back to reassemble everything. And you want this dowel hole to line up with the through hole where you're going to push that back in. Then the dowel has these holes on the side where it feeds fluid through. It's got two, one on each side, so you want one pointing towards the front of the bearing and one towards the back. You can see, if you look down inside this hole here, there's some channels on both sides that line up with that. This capping plate that came in the kit does not appear to fit. The outside diameter of this does not want to go back into the housing, as well as the 3 screws that were meant to retain that are too small for the threads in here. So I'm just going to reuse the old ones. So blue thread locker on there. I want to reuse the old nut because it's got a weight or a balancing cutout in it already. Remember, this is left-hand thread. We'll get that torqued up, but that's spinning a little better. And then we can finish putting the housings back together, and then we should be all set to go with this one.